All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 334 stories, everything you can think of. I got dogs that stop at red lights. Weird, okay. I got all kinds of stuff. I got a lot of Vice ones, a lot of gross ones. I got Vice where they had a gambling hall above a bar after the bars closed at 2 o'clock. And we put some young rookie lady officers to go in there and show their stuff. And of course, I let them in. And then the next weekend, we raided the place, and it was a big, right, just like a gambling hall. They had a roulette wheel, they had a poker table, pretty cool caper there. We had a Chippendale-type dancing hall where they're having sex on the stage. That was my case. We raided the place, took everybody in for that one. It's a good caper. Look them all up. They're under gross alerts. Okay, so now this is kind of a sad one. We had other sad ones in there where a gentleman died of cancer, another one committed suicide. We had where I work, we had 4 divisions, and each division had a top step detective, and then we had anywhere from 10 to, well, usually from 8 to 10 subordinates working there, and then we had loanees coming in. So every 4 of these 4 districts had a detective supervisor. So I'm home one day, and my lieutenant calls me, and now we changed lieutenants, thank goodness. We got a competent one, and he goes, "Hey, how's it going?" 10 o'clock at night. I go, "Whoa, and we don't get called out. We're not that level where we actually have to go stuff. What's going on?" He goes, "Well," he says, "one top step detective from the South Bureau, which is the 4 of us, got arrested tonight." I go, "Okay, well, it isn't me, because I'm still here at my house. Who was it?" And he tells me the guy's name, and I went, "Oh my gosh, we had 3 guys that had 26, 27, 29 years on, and we had one guy that had like 35 years on. Okay, he was a senior detective, actually I think on the department, 35 years on. He had like 25 or he had 36 years on. He had 25 or 26 in narcotics. Okay, this is what he did. I feel sorry. I'm not feeling sorry for the guy. You just can't do this. We're police officers. You have your trust. Okay, he hurt his back really bad on duty, and they were giving him Vicodin, a lot of it. Okay, and then OxyContin, and then he was getting a little better, but they felt because he was asking for more and he was building up a tolerance that they should cut him off. And I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Maybe, I don't know if they did a cold turkey, I don't know the facts about that, but they cut back his pain medicine. Well, like anybody else, he decided he's going to go and use alternate painkiller. In his case, it was heroin. Okay, sad story. Try to keep the story down. So this is what he would do. He lived in the division he worked, okay, down in the San Pedro area. And so what he would do on the week, we don't work weekends. So what he would do on the weekend, he would come in on his own, get his car. He's in charge now. He's the boss. He'd come in there, get his car, and he'd drive around to spots that his guys had arrested heroin addicts out of and heroin users, because they had a lot of heroin down there, so he would be in all the search warrants. And I'll add this part maybe a little bit later, something that I observed. Anyway, so this is what he would do. So he'd check out a car, he'd check on a place, he'd watch a place, watch a car go up. It's like a store. Guy get out, goes in, comes out, drives off. Well, he went and bought heroin. So he would call for a black and white to help him stop the car. Now the black and whites just responded to narcotics. Make the stop. He tells them, "I work narcotics. I'll do the search." So the officer just detained the guy. He searches in there, finds what he needs. Says, "All right, I'll take care of this. I didn't find anything. You're free to go." And the guy drives off, and the uniformed guys go back to patrol, and he goes back and smokes his dope. That's how simple that was. Okay. Yeah. When you got people in charge that are, I call this corrupt, then who's going to stop them? Now, if he had subordinates doing something, maybe he would see that or find out something, and he would. Okay. So, a couple of guys in that squad sometimes saw that he acted kind of funny after a search warrant. He would leave for an hour, he'd come back, and that's unusual. Usually, when we do our search warrants, I'm there the whole time. I'm supervising my people, I'm supervising the suspects. Suspects have questions, I'm the head guy to talk to. If they have complaints, I'm there. I don't leave until we all leave. You don't leave in the middle of this. So he would leave in the middle of it. So a couple of guys, pretty sharp, thought, well, that's kind of strange. And then he'd come back, and they'd watch him over there at the desk, and he'd be nodding off. Okay, now heroin addicts are like marijuana smokers, kind of. It's very mellow. You ever see those videos where they have the baby in the chair, and he wants to fall asleep? And their eyes kind of go back, and you see them dip slowly, and then they come back up. That's what a heroin addict looks like. Believe me, I've arrested hundreds of them. Okay, it's on the nod. They just do this the whole time. Okay, well, they saw our boss doing that. Whoa. Okay, so they know what to do. Well, they didn't know what to do. 2 of them, we have an open door policy. In other words, any officer can go to the captain and bypass everybody if he thinks that something's wrong. Corruption, narcotics, something. So they went to the head captain of all the captains, got an audience with him, went in there and told him what they thought was going on. Of course, that captain went, uh-oh, whoa. Okay, so it's huge because you have a boss of people in narcotics using narcotics, maybe. Okay, so what they do? No problem. They told the guy, just be mum. We're going to set something up. Just continue what you're doing. In the meantime, they did another bust, and they had like the balloons. Heroin was in little round balloons wrapped up at the time, and they found some guys with like 20 balloons, and they count them at the scene to see what they have, and then they go back to the station, and then he wants to count them as a supervisor, which I kind of did sometimes. I didn't because I just trusted that they had a lot of trust here that no one would take any. Okay, so apparently they said, right, and subsequent to after talking to the main captain, they had an arrest, they had balloons, and then they realized that when they, after he looked at them, you want to see the evidence, and they, they're doing stuff, they come back for the balloons, they pack them all up, they went back and realized that they had like 4 missing. And these 2 guys were the ones that kind of were partners, so they went outside to have, they said, we're going to go get a soda. And they went out in the parking lot and started talking. Did you count those balloons? Yeah. It was 20, I know. There's only 16. Are you sure? I'm sure. So now they know something's up now because they're missing. And right after that happened, the boss gets up and says, I got to go get something to eat, and he's gone. So, tell you what happened, what he was doing later. Okay. Well, I'll tell you now. What he would do is he'd go in the parking lot, park way over there in the corner, and he'd smoke the heroin. Okay. Yeah. Tar heroin. Pretty bad. Okay. Then he'd come back in, and they said he'd come back in that time, right after that lunch break, and he's over there on the nod. So they go, oh, no. Okay, well, they didn't know when the sting was going to go on. Okay, so they set up a sting, internal affairs, cameras rolling, and the day of, they call these guys on their, on a ruse. These 2 officers told them, it's happening today. This is what you're going to do. We're going to do the search warrant. You have a search warrant coming right here. We're going to put this officer in the search warrant location, and you're going to hit it. And here comes why I've seen him before. So they did the search warrant. This is one of those undercover sting operations, search warrants. Okay. I'd see when I'd be out there. They call for earlier. They would call for help. This unit, and I go out there and I'd say, "Where's the boss?" This guy, and they go, "He's over there." I go to another house. Here's the boss in the closet searching. And now this is hindsight, but we don't search. We're in charge. We watch people search. That's just not being arrogant. That's our role now. So later on, when this happened, I thought, well, no wonder he's in there looking for heroin. He's going to take samples. That's what he was doing, but I don't realize at the time. I thought, well, maybe he just wants to get involved. So anyway, so trying to cut this down. So they arrest the guy, and the guy's another narcotic officer from another area. It's part of the sting. He has balloons on him. Take him to the station on purpose. It's in his sock. They take it. Oh, look, we got 10 balloons. Take out his sock, put it up on the table in front of the head detective, and they're doing other things on purpose. Be distracted. They come back, and there's like 2 of them missing. They go, okay, good, no problem. They just ignored it. They just played it off as here's all these balloons. And oh, I gotta go to lunch. See you guys later. Okay. And out he goes, drives around, goes to a local park, and he's getting ready to smoke it, and then the whole world collapses on him. Internal Affairs is there, everybody's there. Okay, guns are out. I don't know, because he's got a gun on, and whoa, I don't want to be there when that happens, because what if he goes for his gun? What if he's high? This is going to get ugly. And they know what they got. They know he's got a gun. So they take him out. As soon as they take him out, he says, I know what you're here for. It's on the console. And he's got a spoon there. I mean, he's going to smoke it. It's just no doubt about it. It's like, oh my gosh. So this is what this lieutenant told me. Again, this isn't I didn't see any of this. So like, what? Oh my gosh, I mean, woo, brutal. And so he went to trial, and they gave him, because he had no record, he's a policeman, they gave him like 10 years probation. He had to get permission to move to another state because his family, his children had moved there, and he wanted to go retire there. And so they allowed him to have probation at the other state. So he moved out over there, and that's the end of it. That was it. You're gone. And the 2 officers were commended for what they did. Some of the other officers thought it was chicken-esque because they turned in the boss, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, hold on, why can that be? Your job is to make sure we're all clean here. How can you go out and, you're a hypocrite if you go out and arrest heroin users, that your boss is a heroin addict and you're not going to do anything about it? You're law enforcement. I told you earlier on that Real Cop Stories, you got that line. You either side with the crooks or you side with the cops, and I call the cops the good guys. Sorry, I'm prejudiced. You can't follow that line and straddle it. If you drive drunk and you arrest drunk drivers, you're a hypocrite. Sorry, that's the way it is. So one of the guys, I found out he had cancer, and it was in remission. And then I had my squad. I told you I was building a squad later, and I brought him over because I need men of integrity and people of integrity, which is the other lady I brought over, not just men. And so I picked the best, and I figured if he's good enough, and I got nothing to hide, you can turn me in any time if you think I'm doing something stupid. But I wanted him, and he even said that when he came over, he thanked me. He said, like a lot of guys looking at me funny, like I did something wrong. I said, no, you did nothing wrong. That's why I brought you over here. You're a man of integrity and a little bit of guts in there. Okay, there's a lot of guts to do that, a lot. So that turned out really well. He worked with me for 6 years, and then I retired. And then he was off, promoted, and off doing his own thing. So he's a good guy. He's going to get married pretty soon. Anyway, interesting story. Kind of sad, but that's the way it goes, you know. Pain will drive you to do stuff, and he had a lot of pain, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed that story, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.